Have you ever heard a question that sounded harmless, but something inside told you it was wrong? The tone was gentle. The smile looked friendly. But the moment you answered, you felt trapped. You realized this was not a real question. It was a game you could never win. This is how liars work. They do not always lie with words. Sometimes they lie with questions. They twist your thoughts. They make you doubt yourself. They make you apologize for things you never did, until one day you are fighting against yourself instead of against them. The Stoics warned us about this long ago. Seneca, Epictetus, Marcus Aurelius. They knew that a liar rarely attacks you head-on. They plant seeds of doubt and wait, and if you are not careful, you will destroy yourself for them. But you are not here to be someone's pawn. You are here to master your mind. Marcus Aurelius said, "If someone can prove me wrong and show me my mistake, I will gladly change. For I seek the truth, and that is the point." Stoicism is about seeing clearly, about refusing to be blinded by lies. In this video, you will learn 6 questions liars ask to manipulate you and how to respond like a Stoic warrior. Because when you can see the trap, you can take away the liar's power. If you have ever been guilt-tripped, gaslighted, or pressured into saying yes when you wanted to say no, stay until the end. The last question may change the way you see people forever. Question 1. Don't you trust me? This is one of the most powerful tools in a liar's playbook. It sounds innocent, almost hurt. But make no mistake, this question is not about trust. It's about control. When someone asks, "Don't you trust me?" they are trying to make you feel guilty for protecting yourself. They want you to doubt your own instincts so that you stop asking questions. Marcus Aurelius said, "If someone is mistaken, teach them kindly. But if they intend harm, protect yourself." This is not just advice, it is a warning. The Stoics knew that blind trust is dangerous. A good person earns your trust through their actions. They never demand it. When a liar uses this question, they are putting the burden on you. Suddenly, you are the one on trial. You are the one defending yourself. And that is exactly what they want. To flip the story so you feel wrong for protecting yourself. Here is how you respond like a Stoic. Pause, breathe, do not rush to answer. The liar wants a quick emotional reaction. They want you to defend yourself. But a calm pause is your shield. It shows them that guilt will not control you. You can even say calmly, "Trust is built through action, not words." This statement is simple and unshakable. It puts the responsibility back where it belongs, on their behavior. Remember, real trust is not a gift you hand out to everyone. It is a bridge that is built slowly, step by step. And if someone demands it too soon, that is a red flag. Epictetus taught, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." Your duty is to stay true to your values. If your instinct tells you something is wrong, listen to it. That instinct is your first line of defense. You are not weak for questioning someone. You are wise for protecting your peace. Trust is a choice, not an obligation. The next time someone asks you, "Don't you trust me?" see it for what it is, a test, a trap, a tool of manipulation, and then respond with clarity, not fear. Because the moment you stop letting guilt control you, the liar loses their power. Question 2. Why would I lie about that? This is one of the liar's cleverest traps. It sounds logical, even harmless. But hidden inside this question is a subtle attack. When someone asks, "Why would I lie about that?" they are not really asking for an answer. They are forcing you to defend yourself. Suddenly, you are the one explaining why you even suspect them. They flip the burden of proof, making you look like the accuser and them the victim. Epictetus said, "First say to yourself what you would be, then do what you have to do." These words remind us to focus on our principles, not their performance. If their words and actions don't match, the truth is already speaking. You just have to listen. This question is designed to confuse you. It forces you to think, yes, why would they lie? Maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe I'm wrong. And that is exactly what they want, for you to doubt yourself instead of their honesty. But here's the truth. People lie for many reasons. To escape responsibility, to avoid consequences, to gain power, to protect their ego. Just because something seems small or unimportant does not mean they won't lie about it. Small lies are often the ones that reveal the biggest truths about a person's character. When you hear this question, do not rush to answer. A liar thrives on speed and emotion. They want you to panic and start explaining yourself so they can twist your words. Instead, stay calm. Observe. Let silence do the heavy lifting. Marcus Aurelius taught, if it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. If someone is truly honest, their actions will prove it without you having to force them. You don't have to convince anyone. You don't have to debate your suspicions. You just have to watch what they do. Remember, a Stoic does not waste energy trying to control another person's behavior. Your job is not to prove they are lying. Your job is to protect your peace. If something feels wrong, step back. Detach emotionally. Liars lose their power when you stop playing their game. You can respond with something simple and calm like, "Time will show the truth." This response keeps you centered and reminds them that you are not easily manipulated. The most dangerous part of this question is that it shifts the focus away from their behavior and onto yours. It forces you into defense mode, where you start over-explaining, oversharing, and justifying your instincts. But your instincts are there for a reason. They are your first warning system. So when someone asks, "Why would I lie about that?" Trust yourself. Do not answer the question they are asking. Answer the question within yourself. Does this person's behavior match their words? If it doesn't, you already have your answer. Question 3. Who told you that? This is one of the most common defense moves liars use, and it is a clever one. The moment they feel exposed, they immediately try to change the subject. Instead of answering for what they have done, they demand to know who told you. This question is designed to shift the focus away from the truth and onto the person who revealed it. Suddenly, the entire conversation becomes about protecting the source rather than confronting the lie. The liar hopes you will feel pressured to give up the name so they can discredit that person, intimidate them, or silence them. Seneca said, "He who is brave is free," and that is the mindset you must hold. Be brave enough to stay focused on the facts and resist the urge to play their game. If you reveal your source, you risk protecting the liar instead of the truth. Instead of answering their question, simply repeat what you know calmly and directly. "I know what I know." That is all you need to say. This keeps the pressure exactly where it belongs, on their actions. A liar fears exposure more than anything because exposure removes their power. When you refuse to reveal your source, you show them that their intimidation tactics won't work. This is the Stoic way: to stand firm in what you know and not be dragged into drama or gossip. Your job is not to defend who told you. Your job is to face the truth and deal with what is in front of you. When you hold your ground, the liar will often grow frustrated, raise their voice, or try to guilt trip you into sharing more. Stay calm. Breathe. Do not be baited into an emotional reaction. The moment you lose your composure, they win. Remember, they are not really interested in the truth. They are interested in damage control. They want to know who to blame so they can redirect the fire away from themselves. The most powerful response is quiet strength. Simply stand by what you know and let them reveal themselves through their own reaction. If they are innocent, they will focus on clearing their name. If they are guilty, they will focus on punishing the messenger. This alone tells you everything you need to know. The Stoics teach us that our peace is sacred and nothing is worth losing it over. So when someone asks, "Who told you that?" resist the temptation to answer. Hold your line. The truth does not need a witness list. It stands on its own. Question 4. You're overreacting. This is one of the most common gaslighting tactics in the liar's playbook. The moment they sense you have caught them or are about to hold them accountable, they flip the script and make the issue about you. By telling you that you're overreacting, they want you to second-guess yourself, doubt your judgment, and shrink back into silence. This is not just a simple dismissal. It is an attack on your reality. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." And that is exactly what you must do here. Return to your center, breathe, and remember what you saw, heard, and felt. Your emotions are not your enemy. They are signals. They are the alarm bells that tell you when something is off. The liar wants you to turn those alarms off so they can continue without being challenged. Do not give them that power. Instead of defending yourself or explaining why you feel the way you do, simply stand in your truth. Calmly state the facts and refuse to be baited into an emotional explosion. When you stay calm, you show them that your reaction is not wild or irrational. It is measured and intentional. This is the essence of Stoic strength, not the absence of feeling, but the ability to respond without being controlled by those feelings. The liar will often double down, laugh, or mock you to make you feel small. Let them. The more they try to belittle you, the clearer it becomes that they are not interested in understanding you, only in silencing you. That is your proof. Gaslighting thrives on emotional chaos, but when you remain grounded, the tactic fails. This is why clarity is your greatest weapon. Be clear on what happened. Be clear on what you feel, and be clear on what you will and will not tolerate. If someone repeatedly tells you that you're overreacting whenever you raise a concern, that is a sign they are not safe to trust. Healthy people seek understanding. Manipulators seek control. The next time you hear these words, remind yourself, my emotions are valid, my perception is real, and I have a right to speak my truth. You don't need to argue to prove your reaction is justified. Your calm presence is proof enough. As the Stoics teach, your peace is too valuable to hand over to someone whose only goal is to keep you questioning yourself. Stand tall, stay calm, and let your steady response show that you will not be dismissed or diminished. Question 5. Can't we just move on? This question sounds peaceful, even reasonable, but when it comes from a liar, it is a trap. They are not asking you to heal, they are asking you to forget. They want you to sweep the issue under the rug so they can avoid responsibility and carry on as if nothing happened. This is not about peace, it is about escape. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." And your reaction here is critical. True moving on requires truth. It requires accountability. If you skip that step, you are not moving on. You are just agreeing to be hurt again. Liars know this, and that is why they pressure you to drop the subject before it is resolved. They may accuse you of holding a grudge, or say you are living in the past, hoping to make you feel guilty enough to let it go. But guilt is not a good reason to abandon your boundaries. Stand firm, stay calm, and insist that the issue be addressed. This does not mean you need to shout, argue, or punish. It means you make it clear that avoiding the truth is not an option. Forgiveness without accountability is just permission for repeated harm, and you are not here to live in a cycle of pain. When someone tries to rush you into moving on, take a step back and ask yourself, have they truly taken responsibility? Have they acknowledged the harm? Have they shown a willingness to change? If the answer is no, then moving on would only teach them that you will tolerate anything as long as they say the right words. That is not Stoic strength, that is self-betrayal. The Stoics teach us to live in alignment with truth, and that means facing the discomfort of holding someone accountable, even when they want to run. You do not need to be cruel. You do not need to drag the matter forever, but you must remain grounded until the truth is spoken and the wound is acknowledged. Only then can real peace return. And if the liar refuses to take responsibility, then moving on does not mean reconciling. It means walking away and protecting yourself. Your peace is worth too much to give it to someone who won't respect it. Question 6. Why are you making this such a big deal? This is one of the most dangerous questions a liar can ask, because it's designed to shrink your feelings until you question your own judgment. The goal is simple: to make you feel silly, dramatic, or irrational for taking their actions seriously. This question flips the script. Suddenly, you're no longer talking about what they did. You're defending why you even care. And the more you defend yourself, the more control you hand over. Seneca said, "It is the power of the mind to be unconquerable." This is where that power matters most. Your boundaries are not up for debate. Your peace is not negotiable. If something feels like a big deal to you, then it is a big deal. It means a line was crossed. It means something in you is telling you that this is not right. And ignoring that signal does not make you stronger. It makes you weaker. Liars know this, which is why they try to shame you into silence. They want you to believe that speaking up means you are too sensitive, too emotional, too hard to deal with. But the truth is, your ability to call out what feels wrong is what keeps you free. So when someone asks you, "Why are you making this such a big deal?" Pause, breathe, stay calm, and remind yourself, I am allowed to care. I am allowed to take my own feelings seriously. You don't need to yell or argue. You don't need to justify your emotions. You simply stand your ground and keep the focus on their actions, not your reaction. The Stoics taught that self-respect is built moment by moment, choice by choice. This is one of those moments. Every time you minimize your pain to make someone else comfortable, you lower yourself. But every time you honor what you feel, you strengthen your inner fortress. Let them think you are making a big deal. Let them think you are difficult. That is not your problem to fix. Your job is to protect your mind, your heart, and your peace, and that is always a big deal. Liars will always exist, but you do not have to be their victim. The Stoics taught that your mind is your fortress, and no one can enter it without your permission. Guard it with everything you have. These 6 questions are weapons, carefully designed to make you doubt yourself, to silence you, and to turn your strength into weakness. But now you see through them. You know their game. And when you can recognize the game, you can refuse to play. The next time someone asks, "Don't you trust me?" or "Why are you making this such a big deal?" Pause, breathe. Remember what you learned here. Stand your ground calmly and clearly. You do not owe anyone an explanation for protecting your peace. You do not owe anyone your silence when your boundaries are crossed. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Your power is in your ability to choose your response. Choose strength, choose clarity, choose yourself. If this video opened your eyes, hit the like button and let me know in the comments. I will never fall for these questions again. Share this video with someone who needs to hear this message and subscribe for more Stoic wisdom every week. The world needs stronger minds, and it starts with you.